Anyway, let's move on to the Daily Mail now. J.K. Rowling and Humza Yousaf are in the middle of another skirmish. I hope there's no hate speech going on.
Well, I know a certain red monster who'd be very upset if there was.
The hate monster.
Who we have now.
No, we don't.
No.
We don't.
He refused to... We couldn't afford him.
No, he's expensive. He got injured in the last outing, I hear.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the headline is, J.K. Rowling unleashes brutal war of words with Humza Yousaf over Scotland's new hate crime laws. Author slams SNP leaders, bumbling incompetence and illiberal authoritarianism after he called her trans tweets upsetting and offensive.
You've got to love how J.K. Rowling is full-on committing to this. She's like... Damn you said... I mean, she's really going for
on the day one, she made all those tweets.
Yes.
No, this is really kind of the issue of the day. We've talked about this at great length, but yeah, it's very interesting now because the good news is that her tweets, although reported 2,000 times or something.
Yeah, so I think, there's been 6,000 reports for hate speech since the law started. There were 4,000, almost 4,000 on the first day. A lot of them to her, but Humza Yousaf beat her. There were more complaints about Humza Yousaf's speech, about there being too many white people in Scotland, too many white people in a 96% white country. What do you think of this?
Do you know, there is nothing more depressing to me than the fact that the SNP have brought in legislation which effectively criminalises performance and stand-up comedy. And you look at Scotland. Scotland, a couple of years ago, had the highest death rate since 1952.
Yes.
It's schools, education. Scotland had the best education at one point in the United Kingdom. That no longer exists. Their health outcomes are terrible. The addiction rate in Scotland is abysmal. And yet, Humza is focusing in on this.
Yeah, comedians are the problem.
Well, absolutely. I mean, I've been to the Edinburgh Festival. They're not comedians, mate. I mean,
no, some of those comedians should be arrested for different reasons.
Yeah, exactly, for crimes against comedy.
Could it not be that, from what I know of the SNP, and I've seen a lot of it, I've invited SNP people onto my show and they won't turn up.
You had one dude on, he was nuts.
He was an SNP former councillor, not an SNP politician.
Oh, low ranking.
But they're humourless. Maybe that's the problem.
No, do you know what it is? And it's the fact that they're petty little authoritarians.
Yeah, of course.
And you can see this by the fact that Humza Yousaf wanted to criminalise speech in the home.
Yes.
He wanted to arrest people and potentially put them in jail for things they said in their home. Now, if that is not Stasi-like, I don't know what is.
Of course it is. I mean, we are dealing with... The SNP has always been an authoritarian party. It's part of who they are. So what do we do about... The problem is, as well, you have a one-party state in Scotland. So there isn't really a solution. There isn't really an effective opposition. However, latest polls are saying Labour...
Labour can do well, I think.
But then, Labour are pretty authoritarian themselves, and there's a very good chance that the Labour Party in England will introduce a similar legislation when they get in.
Well, this is all good news.
Oh, for goodness sake.
You'd look great in a prison outfit, Andrew.
Do you know what? I could pull that off, but I don't want to go back to that hellhole. That's the first thing. And also, I don't want to have to give up comedy, but maybe I will have to.
No, do you know, it's an exciting time for comedy.
Yeah.
Because comedy will now be dangerous, it will now be underground, it will now become clandestine.
It's dangerous again, isn't it?
It is, it's exciting.
Yeah, OK.